Thursday, the 24th of October at 5:45, Chelsea faced Panathinaikos away in Greece. Who doesn't love a European away day? Chelsea resume their Europa League campaign against Panathinaikos this Thursday. Away in Greece will be a very, very difficult fixture, and there's a lot of question marks around Chelsea right now with the recent defeat to Liverpool this Sunday just gone. Who's going to play in those double six positions? Gusto was playing left back and right back. Reece James also is fit, ready, available and played against Liverpool. Who is going to be playing on the wings against Panathinaikos? Who is our Europa Conference League squad? There is a lot of question marks over Chelsea right now, and in this video we are going to go over a predicted 11 to face Panathinaikos. So if you are new around here, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It massively helps out the channel, and if you're a fan of Chelsea content, turn on the notifications because you'll get notified every single time I upload a video talking Chelsea. Let's get into this predicted 11. Starting off in goal, I have gone for Jorgensen, the Europa League, the cup competition goalkeeper for Chelsea currently. Robert Sanchez is our number one. Now, Jorgensen did have a minor concussion during the international break, so hopefully he's fit, ready and available to face Panathinaikos. I can see him needing to be on his A game. I think Panathinaikos is going to be a hard place to play. They're going to be a hard team to break down. I think they're going to come at us with everything they've got. So let's just hope there's no mistakes for Jorgensen and he has a nice game. Moving on to left back, I have chosen Renato Vega. Now, it surprised myself and a lot of Chelsea fans that he did not start against Liverpool, considering Enzo Marasca likes him in that left back position and is our second choice behind Marc Cucurella. He opted for Gusto on that left back side, and then he brought him across on the right back side in the second half. Renato Vega is solid when he plays. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. He loves getting the crowd involved. He knows what it is to play for Chelsea, and it's something we've not seen in a long time, especially for a newcomer. He's solid at left back. He can invert into midfield very comfortably. He can give support on that left wing as well. Renato Vega left back for me. Moving on to the left centre back, I've chosen Benoit Badiashile. Now, I've been very public, and I say this time and time again, I will give credit where it's due, and I will also berate you when needed. Benoit Badiashile, I've been very public. I don't trust in his abilities too much. I feel like he's got too many mistakes in him. He's not the same player that he used to be. I'm not going to keep saying that over and over because I feel like he needs time and space to develop. One thing I will say is his cameo against Liverpool. He was fantastic coming in and playing left centre-back. So I am going to put Badiashile left centre-back for this game because I feel like he's naturally going to be that second choice left-sided centre-back for us. Moving on to the right centre-back, I have chosen Tosin. Now, there's a reason for this. Wesley Fofana was obviously suspended in the Premier League. Tosin came in and filled that position. And I feel like we could put Disasi in this role for this game. However, I feel like Tosin will play the second game of the week, and I doubt he will play in the Premier League against Newcastle on Sunday. I think Fofana will come back into the squad. So I feel like Tosin will slot in nicely against Panathinaikos. I like Tosin. He's very cool, calm, collected. His passing range is great. He's great in the air, comfortable with the ball at his feet. And having someone like him next to someone like Badiashile gives me a lot more confidence. Moving on to right back. This is a position with lots of question marks. Does Malo Gusto play? Reece James can't play because Marasca said he's one game a week at the moment and want to manage his minutes. But will Malo Gusto play the Premier League game, the Conference League game, the Premier League game with no rest when we do have two right backs that can rotate? I personally think that we could see Axel Disasi start at right back against Panathinaikos. I feel like we will invert from the left-hand side with Vega, and I feel like the back three will be Badiashile, Tosin, and Disasi. And that's what I feel he will do. He will give Malo Gusto a rest, so he's not starting, but he may come on later in the game, maybe in the second half. And I feel like Disasi hasn't had any minutes in a long time. He did play in previous Europa Conference League games, so I feel like we might see Disasi starting at right back. Moving on to the double pivot, and this is where things get interesting because, again, there are question marks. For me, Caicedo-Lavia needs to be that number one dual pivot players for us in the Premier League. However, with the Conference League and the Cup games, it's going to be different because you've got three players that can play there and we're going to have to rotate them. So there's always going to be someone playing double games. Now, I think that he may actually rest Moises Caicedo this game, at least to start, and he may play Romeo Lavia in that six. Now, Lavia was fantastic against Liverpool in that first half. He played, I think, about 50 minutes. He was outstanding. The Chelsea fans love him. We know what he can do. He has got an incredible passing range, so calm on the ball in any areas of the pitch, whether it's the first build-up phase, whether it's progressing through the midfield and drawing into that final third to release the ball. He is fantastic, and we're still managing his minutes. So I could see Marasca playing him back-to-back, like first half against Liverpool, first half against Panathinaikos, and then maybe bringing on Moises Caicedo in the second half. Moving on to the right-hand side of that double pivot, I've chosen Enzo Fernandez. Now, question marks over Enzo Fernandez in terms of, do we have a problem with Enzo Fernandez? I was tempted to do a video on that, just talking about Enzo Fernandez and the problem of him right now. I'm a bit undecided. There are stats for and against. I have my own personal views on it. I don't think he's an issue. I just feel like no Chelsea manager since we've purchased him has really got the best out of him. Marasca is a very systematic man, and I feel like Romeo Lavia and Caicedo systematically and that double pivot are unbelievable. But you are going to have a £110 million asset on the bench. Enzo has his uses. He will play. I feel like he was rested against Liverpool because of the long flights. We know that Caicedo has a massive engine. So I feel like naturally Enzo Fernandez will start against Panathinaikos just to get his minutes in, get his engine ticking over. And again, it could be Enzo Marasca could play Caicedo there and then bring on Enzo and do the swap for Enzo to Lavia to manage minutes also. But I feel like he will start the game with Romeo Lavia and Enzo Fernandez. Moving on to the left wing position, I've gone for Mykhailo Mudryk. I feel like these are the types of games where he can shine and show us his quality. He's played very well in the last couple of cameos that he's had. I feel like this will be his competition to really showcase what he's capable of. Away at Panathinaikos, I feel like they're going to play a rather high line and there's going to be a lot of space in behind their back four that Mudryk can exploit, can really get at, try and beat a man and unlock that defence to either assist a goal or even go for goal himself. I feel like I've just got a funny feeling that Mudryk is going to have an incredible game against Panathinaikos. Moving on to that number 10 position, I've gone for João Felix. I love watching João Felix play. He is also like our cup competition Conference League number 10 because he's competing with Cole Palmer in the Premier League, which, let's be real, he's not going to dethrone him unless he's injured. So I feel like João Felix is like the default number 10 for us in these secondary competitions, or alternate competitions, I should say. I don't want to disrespect them because I genuinely want Chelsea to do well and win as many as we can. I love João Felix. I think the way he plays, he's very fearless. Yes, he does flicks, tricks and skills. I think that in competitions like this, we can really see the disparity of quality in terms of the teams that we are playing and a player like João Felix, like we did against Barrow, like we did against Ghent. And I feel like we're going to see this more and more. And I like seeing João Felix play. He likes to beat a man. He likes to showboat a bit. But he's also very, very technical and can unlock that defence very easily. Moving on to the right wing, I have gone for Pedro Neto. Seems like the obvious choice when you've got Noni Madueke being the more favoured starting right winger in the Premier League for Enzo Marasca, and Pedro Neto kind of being that backup or that rotation player for either flank, really. Now, when he came on against Liverpool, he was awesome. He would come on with a point to prove and he was frightening, always being very direct and using that injection of pace to his advantage. And I feel like, again, against Panathinaikos, getting in behind that defence, Mudryk with blistering pace one side, Pedro Neto on the other side with even more pace, it could be a long day at the office for the Panathinaikos fullbacks. And that leaves the Chelsea number 9, who will lead the line for Chelsea against Panathinaikos. I've chosen Christopher Nkunku. I think that Enzo Marasca will choose Nkunku and rest Jackson for Newcastle on Sunday. And this is always a tough one. I don't ever want to try not to flip-flap between both of them in terms of who should start, who shouldn't. I love Nkunku. He's a world-class player. He's extremely technical. But Jackson has got 8 GA in 8 games. Nkunku has scored 7 goals in the 7 games he's played. It is just so tight between them right now. It's very difficult to say they should be the out-and-out number 9 for Chelsea. However, I always look forward to watching someone like Nkunku play. Again, in the Conference League when we played against Ghent, the way him and João Felix were linking up was so good. And I look forward to seeing it against Panathinaikos. I think that it will be a tough game, but we will have moments where we can really break them down, maybe on the counter, get in behind, or just have them nice intricate patterns of play coming in from the flanks to the central areas, back out wide again. And I feel like a player like Nkunku and Felix complement each other very, very well. So that is my predicted 11, who I think Enzo Marasca will select against the Panathinaikos game. What are your thoughts on the game itself? What are your score predictions? What do you think about this lineup? Who would you have instead of me? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love having a conversation with you guys. I will be doing a live watch along on my TikTok account. The link is in the description if you want to join me there. It's a very strange time. 5:45 is a very strange kickoff time, but I will be there and I am super excited. I've got a funny feeling Chelsea are just going to do very well in the Conference League. A lot of people say that they expect us to win it. I never go into games with expectations because you can just get let down massively, and I feel like there's unnecessary pressure. Every game as it comes, boys and girls, every game as it comes, but I've got a very good feeling, even though I think it's going to be a difficult game to break down. I feel like Chelsea are going to just drown them with quality and create their own chances throughout the game. And I feel like we should be coming home with 3 points. But those are just my thoughts and opinions on the score predictions. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you did make it this far in the video, there will be a thumbnail that pops up on the screen. Make sure you click it if you enjoy Chelsea content, because you'll enjoy that video too.